Forgetting not to swear.
It says recording started.
There we go.
Yeah, good.
Right, now we'll see what happens. I have no idea why it didn't work last time. So this is actually session 2 of the Golden Heroes Murgatroyd campaign. And just for the benefit of anyone who actually ends up listening to this on YouTube, I'll have a very quick recap of session 1, seeing as though that recording didn't work for some reason. So the EDT, the Enhanced Defence Team of Murgatroyd's new UK operation, comprising of Citadel, Sanctuary and Stronghold, had been invited as VIP guests to the Royal Albert Hall for the 2023 performance of the Royal Variety Show, during which everything seemed to go to pot in and around London, with people apparently turning into some kind of werewolf hybrid people with fur and fangs and short snouts, claws and a nasty attitude. Meeting a mysterious purple and black armor-clad acrobatic fighter who can generate teleportals of glowing energy. You rescued and saved some lives at the hall, were introduced to a Dr. Kelvin Murray, who you have since found out is suffering with certainly early stage dementia, but who is head of operations at Jodrell Bank and has effectively roped you all into trying to get him to Spaceport Cornwall. You stopped off at the US Embassy to find out that it had been evacuated and suffered an attack by the Weirs. And on the advice of your MI5 security agent, Aidan Bellingham, made your way to A Company, a reservist army barracks on Rochester Row, where you met Sir James Patterson, who introduced himself as the advocate of King Charles III. And you, oh, sorry, I forgot, you picked up Daniel Rolfe on the way, an ex-SAS man apparently, with a penchant for shooting werewolves in the head. And you are currently looking at making plans with the assistance of Sir James Patterson and hopefully the British military to get out of London and make your way to Spaceport Cornwall. So, ooh.
That was my me. Jay, look, he's got a wicked.
These reaction emojis do me head in.
Yeah. And again.
So, depending on what you as individual characters wish to do in the intervening hours, Sir James Patterson has, as per the notes from session 1, had a little word with you to say that he's hoping, hoping that a briefing will be sorted out with yourselves and certainly the military commander at the A Company barracks, with a view to trying to get you on your way. Certain other demands of Dr. Murray, such as a chemist and a biologist, are being looked into. Stronghold's wound is healing up quite nicely, and effectively you can find yourselves at 3-4 a.m. in the morning. You can either tell me that you're sleeping or anything else that you wish to do, but you've got about 4, maybe 5 hours before anything is going to start happening.
We're going to do some sleight of hand with cards and tricks for the soldiers.
That's fair enough. There will be plenty of people, well, plenty of soldiers, but by that I
using
mean
it to observe the soldiers themselves to see if there's any indication that they're likely to turn, or whether those that have turned beforehand have already all come and gone. I.e., is it still recurring? And the soldiers are a good way to monitor that. So while they're watching me, I'm watching them.
Right. Citadel will try and get some sleep.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Anything from the other pair?
That's Stronghold. Get his uniform patched and then go to sleep.
Anything from Sanctuary?
I just thought that while he was busy doing all these card tricks, I might try and deep scan his mind and find out who he is, what he's up to.
Sneaky. Let's do an opposed psi roll.
Okay.
So ego plus 1d20.
Yep.
From both of you, please. Simple as that. Highest wins.
15.
Well, I rolled a 19, and my ego's 13, so it's 29, 32.
1d6, did you say? Or 1d20?
D20.
1d20 plus
All
yours.
right, my apologies. My apologies, I did a 1c6.
Ah.
No, still no better.
No.
Still only 18.
Okay then. Sanctuary, I will leave it up to you to ask the questions as to what
One
you're
at a
trying
time.
to find out.
Okay.
Nothing too deep,
No, nothing too deep.
personal, but
No. Well, I want to find out, the gender of this creature
Female.
is female. Yeah.
But she does sometimes put on performance as a male.
And her alignment is basically, she's someone who can be trusted and is good. She's not some evil.
She has her own agenda.
She's got her own agenda. Okay.
Secrets.
Um.
She answers to the name of Taboo.
Okay, that's good.
And so did the person on stage the other night.
Yeah, but it's useful to have a name for her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Taboo, which, and although I won't use it because she hasn't given it to us formally. I mean,
Nobody's ever asked.
it was on stage, so we can refer to her as Taboo. Are we in danger of sort of I don't know what the right word is, but crossing her agenda? Do you know what I mean? Is her agenda something that will get, that we are likely to, are we likely to be in her way, an obstacle?
You're not an obstacle, but she is observing you.
So she's quite.
She seems to have a long history in the past of observing interesting people.
Yeah.
Her words, not anything else.
Yeah, and she is from Earth.
Oh yes.
I think I shall leave it at that. I think that's fine.
okie dokie. Okie doke. So in response to Taboo's questions, the soldiers will swap duties roughly every hour. The lads that were out guarding the barricades will come in, have a cup of tea, something to eat, etc. There'll be a swap over of personnel. There's about 30-ish in number currently roaming around either inside or outside the barracks.
Any showing signs of changing?
No, nothing
That's
over since you arrived, which was either just around midnight or thereabouts. Nobody has, none of the soldiers, none of you have had any sort of incident that would even remotely.
I'm approaching the medic. I want to find out from the medic if the people who are werewolves, who are soldiers, if they all changed roughly about the same time, or whether or not it's been staggered in any way, the alteration.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, sometime round about 6:15, I think it had all kicked off.
How long did it seem to last for before they stopped seeing new cases of transformation?
To be perfectly honest, because I wasn't watching the time, let's say 6:15, the first case round about 6 o'clock. So within approximately 15 minutes, all of those that were affected had changed. Nobody has come to me and said anything after that time.
Okay.
So no new cases. They just did a lot of damage in the few minutes before they got shot.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
No problem. You got any idea what's going on?
Well, I'm working on Mork and Mindy's theory.
Surprised Luke from the barracks medic.
Well, this has got to be somebody putting on a TV show of aliens, surely.
It's a lot of dead people for a TV show.
You obviously haven't seen 28 Days Later.
I'm pretty sure they were just plain dead.
Ah, well.
And can I ask a question with regards to the how the game is played?
Understood?
Which is in your final column, under hits to kill and under hits to coma.
Yeah.
There is the second line down, the word is divider.
Yeah.
Is that damage divider or something?
It is. It is. So every, yeah, okay, with a couple of exceptions, all normal attacks in Golden Heroes do hits to kill and hits to coma,
right,
of varying differences. So if your character sheet shows a divider,
yeah,
that is the amount that you can divide the HTK or HTC that is inflicted upon you. It only works from 2.
Yeah.
Some people do get a 1 divider.
Yeah.
It often applies to low level super strength.
Yeah.
But basically, unless they are holding a manhole cover or a car door or something, a 1 obviously does not divide.
Yeah.
It just takes full damage. So when you start looking at 2, 3, etc., you are dividing the damage that you receive and therefore taking reduced amounts.
I understand.
Okay. So I've got 2 people quite happily sleeping now. And I know what Sanctuary's been up to. So at some point you've probably been near to or even in the mess room while Taboo's been entertaining the troops with card tricks. And she wanders off towards the medical bay. So whether you're following or not.
Sleep. I guess I need some sleep.
Yeah, that's fine. So that just leaves Taboo then. Anything else that you wish to do for the next 3 hours or more?
No, I'll just kip down somewhere.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Preferably somewhere high up rather than low down.
Well, it is
paranoid. Goes with the distance.
A 3-floor building. You'll be able to find a quiet room. That isn't a problem. And we can jump to 8:30. If nobody is setting alarms, that's when you'll be woken up. Basically, some privates, don't make a joke of it, will be sent to wake you all up. And you'll be asked to go back to the top floor office. I've already forgotten the name of the base commander because I haven't got the notes in front of me and I haven't written it down. But he's there, Patterson's there, and the 2 IC will be there. And you'll be given tea or coffee, depending on your preferences. Dr. Murray.
By 2 IC.
Second in command. Murray will be there, and Dan Ralph will turn up with a bacon butty in his hand and a big mug of tea. Because you're not doing anything without me, I'm in on this,
Yeah.
he says, matter-of-factly.
Don't argue.
Okay then, Sir James Patterson, looking quite serious, looking as though he hasn't slept all night. Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news?
Both.
Thought you might. We've got an idea. We think it's going to be difficult. But we're just going to follow the main road, the A40, and try and get you to Northolt. Major road could be horrendous. We haven't got people over there. We haven't got drone facilities here. I've got no idea what the state of the road's going to be. As far as the Major's equipment goes to, we've got a couple of cars. We haven't got a military vehicle, not even a Bedford truck. So, in about an hour's time, we're going to have one more person for the road trip. But it's going to be a case of 2 staff vehicles from here and 1 from the barricades. And that's for you lot. Jay?
No, it's okay. You've already answered it.
Oh.
So
Now then.
So this convoy that includes the biologist and the chemist.
We have a biochemist on the way. That's who will be arriving within the hour. And a biologist, a strict biologist, will be en route via other means.
We need to remember to take a weir corpse with us.
Well, there are several in the med bay, so...
Yeah, well, take one in the body bag.
Not a problem. We've got a route planned. It's nothing special. It is basically the quickest route. To be honest, we think the side roads are going to be even worse. So I don't think there's any point in worrying about anything else. So you're going to be going...
Do you have any indication as to what percentage of the population has been transformed?
Okay.
Any information come in from the government at all in relation to instance?
Bear in mind, it has been a difficult night. I can tell you a little bit about what's been going on. Exact numbers are very difficult to come by.
Rough estimate.
I don't think you're going to like it. I certainly don't. Early estimates are suggesting upwards of 25% of the population of London, some of the nearby counties, and indeed areas of northern France have been affected. So it could be higher. We don't expect it to be much lower than that figure. So that is 2 million easy, just in the Greater London area. It's a lot of werewolves.
Is there anything that werewolves are particularly scared of that they don't like?
Well, we've never actually had an encounter with a real werewolf.
You seem to go down when they get hit with lead. Does that count?
Yeah. No. I was thinking like,
And silver bullets needed.
You don't need silver bullets. Ordinary bullets seem to be working fine. Thank you very much.
Well,
The problem is that could be killing innocent people who could re-transform back into humanity.
I was thinking more like, vampires are supposed to not like
Garlic.
running water and garlic and silver and crosses.
Crucifixes, yeah.
But I can't think of anything that werewolves, in folklore.
Silver.
Well, Wolf's Bane, the plant, was
Yes.
a legendary repellent.
It is, yeah.
But then again, they were only supposed to transform on a full moon.
Mm.
And last night was a waning gibbous. So,
As a matter of interest, are all the dead weirs we've got still look like weirs? None
Yes.
of them have reverted to being human.
no. It would appear, because we haven't had any autopsies or any great test results yet, but it would appear that it is some kind of genetic alteration. Why it's taken hold so quickly, although according to Dr. Murray, the events leading up to these genetic transformations might have been going on for the past fortnight, which leads us to then believe that last night, basically the last night of the Leonid shower, must have been some kind of trigger mechanism.
And if it's genetic change, then sadly it's probably permanent.
Dr.
Given
Murray,
their vicious attitude to non-changed, I think we have to assume the worst and treat them all as hostiles.
Yeah.
Dr. Murray is hopeful that by getting one of these dead weirs down to the laboratories at Spaceport Cornwall, using the laboratory facilities there, that between him and the other two scientists at least, you may be able to discover an antidote. Now, I don't want to disparage Dr. Murray's theory. He's quite sure of it. He also is going to be working on a method of creating a rainstorm as part of the rocket flight. So not only are you looking at trying to disperse, hopefully, an antidote, but he wants to create a rainstorm at the same time. He thinks he can do it. I haven't got the foggiest clue. It sounds utterly mad.
It's not hard to create a rainstorm, but I think an antidote. I'm not sure with the good doctor. He is a good man, but he doesn't know what day of the week it is.
True.
It is Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah. You've gone silent, Jay. Oh, there you are. That's better. Yeah.
It's me back on again.
Bit down, yes.
Yes. I'm saying you have to remember he is an astrophysicist and not a biologist.
Yes.
So his theories need to be taken with a little bit of salt, does he say?
Stardust. Yeah. I think it's a load of bunkum myself, this astrology, It's kind of...
Astrology is one thing, astronomy is another.
I'm supposed to be a Scorpio. It's nonsense. Anyway, carry on.
So you're waiting for a gentleman. You're waiting for a man named Eric Townsend, rather brilliant biochemist, I'll warn you now. He invented a serum to turn himself into a superhuman. So he has an understanding of genetics. He also has the understanding of how formulas, proteins, etc. can affect a person's physiology. Together
what is his
with
powers and what alterations has it caused
to him?
to him? He's only tried it on himself, hasn't he?
Yes, he can. Well, he is super strong, possibly to Citadel's level, maybe a little bit less.
So no green skin and large bulging muscles.
He basically looks like a very, what's the word the young ones say these days? Ripped. He looks like an incredibly ripped human being. He can also heal from minor injuries quite quickly, and he can run faster than Usain Bolt, but he's not Roadrunner.
How emotionally stable is he after this transformation?
He's been doing all right in Belmarsh.
Belmarsh? Why has it been necessary to put him in a prison? I think Belmarsh is a prison, isn't it?
It is.
And he might have beaten somebody to death a couple of years ago.
He's not that guy I heard about called Powerhouse, is he?
Ah, I see you've heard about him then.
Yes, I have. His reputation precedes him. He's a bit of a loose cannon, this one.
He's also wearing an explosive ankle tag, and he's playing ball.
Oh, that's good if they have to deal with him as well as the Weirs.
Safer than playing hopscotch. You're wearing an explosive ankle tag.
To be perfectly honest, he may have ulterior motives for agreeing to help. 5 years off his sentence isn't going to go amiss. But he seems genuinely interested in assisting the project. But then again, this is his kind of area of expertise. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes something away from it. Other than that, he has been told he's on your side. And if anything, if he
ankle bracelet
outside,
activated?
well, one of the lads that's going with you will be given a control mechanism for the tag.
Well, that's first person's going to die in this trip.
I think that's
You won't know who's got it.
pretty likely.
Anyway,
Well,
I activated the remote.
I'm assuming that you'll do your best to protect the soldier that's going to be looking after the control mechanism. I do hope you're going to be looking after the soldier.
We'll do our best.
Thank you. I was beginning to get worried for a second then.
I was just thinking we're going to have to deal with the Weirs and look after this soldier.
Yeah.
And watch Powerhouse, who sounds a bit of a fruit.
Well, I understand your concerns. He's the best we've got at short notice.
And he's a biochemist.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Former sports star who decided he wanted to be so much better than everybody else. Which, of course, worked.
Mm.
In answer to your previous concern, he's not psychotic. When I said he beat a man to death, he meant to do it.
Yeah.
No, that's
So much
that's
nice to know.
reassuring.
That's
That's not psychotic.
No.
Okay.
So maybe you want to go and freshen up, whatever. I know he's on Townsend's on his way via the river at the moment. So currently it's the safest route of travel, but obviously not for long distances. But luckily Belmarsh is quite near the river, so it seemed like a good idea.
Has it been decided who's going in which vehicle? Because there's 2 vehicles in there.
So we're not going to put the soldier in the same vehicle. Townsend knows exactly what the deal is, but we're not daft enough to put the guy with the control mechanism in the same car as him.
So expect a delay before we can blow his foot off.
To be honest, it's entirely up to yourselves.
But I thought it might be quite useful if I was in the same vehicle as Powerhouse to try and scan his thoughts, see if he's got any.
Good thought.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah,
Absolutely fine.
I would suggest we need Sanctuary in the vehicle with him and one of us heavies.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah.
So these are
Or
just
perhaps Taboo with the portal,
Yeah.
I'm happy to go whichever vehicle is required.
If that ankle starts to explode, I want to get the hell out of there, really. Little car.
Right. So it's just 2 ordinary saloon cars.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. It's one of them's the Majors.
So I think Stronghold's going to opt to ride on top of the first car, so he'll tie himself with his cable. Well, it's a bit cramping inside a car.
In that case, I'll volunteer to sit in the front of the first car and play my hunches.
Yep. Okay.
Not too loudly, though.
So I'm
I
just
think we should put Powerhouse into the front car. And if he does do something unexpected, the car following up behind has a chance to respond.
Well, so far, everybody's in the front car.
No.
No, I'm in the back.
All right.
In the back, and Powerhouse is in the back.
Tied to the roof.
Right.
So Citadel, you said you were going to be in the front car.
I'll sit next to the driver. Because of my intuition sense, I can maybe spot problems before they arise.
Or know which fork in the road to take, even.
Exactly, yeah.
And Stronghold, you said you wanted to be
Top of the first.
On top of the first car. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Not a problem. Now then, so
We bet, and the soldier with the control unit is going to be in the, which car is Powerhouse in?
I would suggest it's the first car, just because then if he does do anything that causes the car to stop, the car behind has a better chance to activate.
So the car behind has got the soldier with the control unit.
All be in the first car. If I'm in the same car as Powerhouse, that means we're all in the first car.
I'll jump in the back car. I don't mind.
Jay.
So Jay goes in the back car. The soldier.
I'll tell you how it's going so far. Citadel, a soldier who is the driver, and Stronghold are currently all in the first vehicle.
On the first one.
At least one soldier with the tag mechanism is in the middle vehicle. Or it could be the last vehicle, and Powerhouse and Sanctuary, and if you'll have him, Dan Rolfe, will go in that vehicle. Whether it's the last or the middle is entirely up to you. I don't mind.
My apologies. I thought there was only 2 vehicles.
Dan along?
Two staff vehicles, but they are getting one from the barricade.
My apologies. I didn't
which
hear that.
Is still in a workable.
Right. So we may have 3 vehicles. Yeah. So we've got, because I mean, it'd be quite good to have a spare vehicle just in case.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
I mean, there's,
Should we put the good doctor in the middle vehicle then?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that as far as anything. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anybody. So Powerhouse, Sanctuary, and Dan Rolfe in possibly the last vehicle, Citadel, a driver, and Stronghold front vehicle, and we've got Dr. Murray, the soldier with the control mechanism for the tag, and I've written 2 other soldiers down in what might be the middle vehicle. I think that is a good thing, unless you want to fill up any empty seats.
No.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
Okie dokie.
It's quite a weight, even if he doesn't go big.
Stronghold, I will say that you can be tied onto the roof if you really want to.
I think we're using his line slinger thing to just sort of tether
You want to? Okay, yeah. There would be room for you in the back because there's only 3 people in that vehicle. You could have the entire back seat to yourself if that's what you wanted.
Jim, you really should just have a long rope and a pair of roller skates.
that would work too.
Well,
and if you wear a large parka,
yeah,
you could paraglide as well.
It's a bit too cramping.
He's got, what's the word?
Agoraphobia.
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 No, it's claustrophobia.
Okay.
Agoraphobia
Oh,
would mean you wanted to be in the car.
That's true. Anyway.
Okie dokie.
That would be a problem if you were.
So, and which vehicle am I in? Because I've got very confused over this whole thing now.
He's got agoraphobia.
No,
Oh, sorry, I haven't even put you down. Sorry.
He's car sick.
Where did you say you wanted to be?
Well, I was hoping to put Powerhouse into the middle car.
Middle car.
That depends whether everybody agrees with that or not.
No.
That way we've got a vehicle at front and a vehicle behind to keep an eye on them.
The only thing I've got down for sure is that Citadel, Stronghold, and their driver are in the front vehicle.
This is like kids going, backside the front seat.
It's a Dungeon Dragon.
I'm going to go in wherever
I'm the one with
vehicle.
the intuition, so
No,
Wherever there's a spare seat, I'll go.
Sorted.
the first car sorted. All I said was I wanted to be in the same car as Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Because I can try and do a scan on him on the way.
yeah.
That would make more sense for Citadel to then be in the front car and be able to use his intuition
Yes.
Yep. Which is very good.
without having to worry about Powerhouse.
Okay, I think we are sorted. Yeah. I don't think
I'm
it's
sure
gonna
Andy
be-
knows exactly where
Yeah.
all that.
I hope we've got.
So where does Taboo want to be?
Oh, God knows. I've no idea how many spare seats. Just shove her anywhere in the convoy.
Anywhere.
Doesn't matter. Anywhere.
She's
She's not on the top of the roof.
Wherever
Hide
there's-
out with bungee rides.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
refuse
okay
to do
to
bungee
be,
cords.
Are you okay to be with Powerhouse and Sanctuary and Dan Rolfe?
That's what you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I've got you all. And I was looking for sketches and I don't think I've got it with me. And I don't know how to.
You don't need sketches.
Well, it would have been nice to. I don't know
Theatre
whether
of the
you've
mind,
seen-
sir. Theatre of the mind.
I don't know whether you've seen Powerhouse, but either way, I don't have it to hand, unfortunately.
So
Never mind. So
Put it on the website afterwards, okay?
yeah, because I keep forgetting Jim and Mike
described him in the
aren't
notes quite well.
Facebook or anything like that. So when Eric Townsend does arrive with a small entourage of prison guards who are carrying what look to be some sort of electrically powered stun batons, he is in basically a shiny blue skin type sports outfit, for want of a better expression, with
What outfit?
Hmm?
Sports set.
sports
Tracksuit.
with letters P and H in big orange funky font on his chest. He's got blonde hair, quite short. It's cut around the side of his head, so his hair is literally just there up, and it seems to be gelled up slightly, spiky at the front. He doesn't look very old. You would hesitate to say he was more than late 20s, but as previously described, big muscles without being a Hulk. He does look like a very, very impressively ripped and steroid abusing weightlifter athlete.
Like a Schwarzenegger.
With a pudding bowl
Perhaps
haircut.
perhaps a little bit more lithe than,
All right.
more like a Dolph Lundgren, perhaps.
Right.
And you can see that he has got an ankle tag. It's entirely a metallic ring around his ankle, probably 1/2 inch thick on the inside, and then there's a larger, bulkier box type of affair on the outside with a little blinking green light on it.
Good.
So I'm working with you lot, am I? Not a scientist amongst you?
That's why we need you.
What have they told you about me?
You got Dr. Murray, he's a scientist.
We haven't been told anything really, other than the fact that you've got some superpowers that make you strong.
Yeah. Okay. I like the sound of this. I've got to work with you, apparently. Call me powerhouse and we'll get on just fine.
Sorry?
You can always just go back to the big house if you prefer.
Oh, no, I'm in this for the long run. And 5 years off my sentence.
You can sit in the back next to him, Taboo.
He may take up slightly more than his fair share of the back seat.
I think he will.
Yeah, he's mansplaining with his legs wide, I can guess.
Yeah. He's got to get his ego into the car somehow, yeah.
Yeah. And we got shoehorn, we might need it.
You'd think his costume would probably just slide in anyway without any extra assistance. But yeah, it is one of those costumes that defines just about anything to do with his body.
You've got stats for him, so can I try a mind scan? First question I want to know is whether he intends to escape.
Ah, let's do the whole opposed roll then. Ooh.
I'm rolling really well. Another 19. So with the
that's fine.
32.
Yeah, not a problem. He was close, but
no, I'm rolling 19. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Very good. So yeah, I want to know. Does he have plans to escape? Going to try and escape when he gets a chance.
So the only plan that you can detect within his tiny mind at the moment is that he wants to go ahead, join in with the experiment, as he is calling it in his brain, and he wants to see what the results are in case he can use them.
Okay.
Just to add a little bit more flavour to it, Sanctuary also will discover that he wants to get a sample of the weird genetics for his own purposes.
Okay. I don't think I need. You've said that's all that I can discover.
By the way, just in case it matters, where are we putting the dead weir?
Boot.
In one of the boots, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And as previously described, you're worming around in his head. Yeah, he's not as strong as Citadel, but he is still able to lift approximately a ton. Medium-sized car, that sort of thing. He is extremely fit to a superhuman level, and and he can run at about 30 or so miles an hour and does have the ability to heal quite quickly. So, yeah, that is about it. He doesn't have, as far as you can discover anyway, he does not have any other type of powers. They're all basically physical.
Going back to Marcus's question.
Sorry, what was that?
Just John's question. He said about where the weir is going to be put, and you said in the boot.
Yes.
I know it's silly, but can I just suggest we take two, put one in each in the boot of the second vehicle and one in the boot of the third vehicle, in case we have to abandon a vehicle or think, just why not? We need one. Let's take two. I'm a belt and braces sort of girl,
Well, if you really want to go to town, you can take 3.
Yeah.
One in each car.
I was just thinking you're quite heavy, but yeah, we can take one in each car.
I'm not heavy.
You are heavy. You're my brother.
He's not heavy, he's a superhero.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
All right, so we've got one in each boot. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So you've got some drinking water and things like that, but other than that, not been given any great supplies. The soldiers have got some guns. Basically, I don't know what sort of rifles reservists would have hold of these days, but they've got some sort of rifle, even if it's an old SLR. Probably won't be now, but so they've got some spare ammo, and they've got a small amount of kit, but obviously they're not packing the proper kit bags or anything like that. There's just not room for that. So a couple of first aid kits, things like that. You're going to have to swing around by Hyde Park. That's your sort of first destination.
Can I just interrupt at this point and say I have to leave the room for a minute?
Okay.
Right, sorry.
All right, then I'll carry on because it won't influence anything.
Okay.
So once you've got out of Rochester, we're actually going in the opposite direction from where you lot came in.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got to go up Emery Hill Street and into Thirlby Road. The drivers know the route, but you're going to have to swing around the side of Hyde Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, and then from there, you'll be able to get onto the. Is it the A40? It might be the A40 from there. Forgive me, I don't have the complete map. But you'll be on a major road. Okay. Obviously, as I say, we don't know what the situation is like, to be perfectly honest. But we are hoping that it's not as clogged as we might fear. And it will be a straight route right the way through to the Polish War Memorial.
Yep.
And then you're just taking a right-hand turn onto West End Road, and you'll get to Northolt. We have been in communication with the airbase.
Yeah.
We have had some problems.
Right.
But up to 15 minutes ago, everything was fine. Okay, there's one major runway. We have 2 helicopters on standby. So you will have pilots, just one pilot in each helicopter. I believe if you all get through safely, that you'll be able to take the soldiers that are accompanying you now. There will be room in the 2 choppers to get all of you in. Okay. So I suppose it just remains to say that Her Majesty wishes you well.
Okay.
Her Majesty, His Majesty.
His Majesty, yeah. And we're on the road to Northolt.
Sorry,
Right.
did I say Her Majesty?
You said Her Majesty.
I think they should be gender neutral anyway.
I do apologise. Of course, I meant His Majesty.
We should call them
Their Majesty.
Their Majesty.
And you all basically troop off. Soldiers have been doing the work to undo the barricades that were at the rear of the entrances when you first arrived. And all 3 vehicles are on the street waiting for you to go. So if you haven't got anything else to sort out before then, you can all be on your way. Okie dokie. Rightio. Doesn't take long for something to go wrong.
Prix.
What has gone wrong? What could possibly go wrong in a convoy of 3 vehicles with 1 man strapped to a roof?
Driving through a landscape full of weirs.
3 werewolves, 1 in each boot.
Yes.
When you put it like that. So it is quite literally no more than 50 yards to the intersection with Emery Hill Street, where you take a left. You get partway along what is called Thirlby Road, and you see a mass of these weird creatures. Stronghold 24 life forms.
Mm-hmm.
You also see some locals, definitely humans, with baseball bats, crowbars, whatever, and a rather beefy looking chap in a red skin tight costume, a black helmet that covers his eyes, looks a little bit like say a boxing helmet, but it's more covered with leather plates and things like that. So a cross between an old-fashioned pilot's leather type of flying hat and a boxing helmet. Black shorts in the traditional Superman style, and black leather boots. And there's a big set-to going on, but it's right across the road. The guy in red actually picks up a car and throws it into a bunch of these weird creatures.
Nice one.
Obviously, people are going down. Weirs are going down. It's a big set-to. You also notice something a little bit different about the creatures, in the sense that they look less like wolves or wolf men. And if you had to say anything, they look a little bit more like bears.
They're attacking the civilized civilians.
Yeah, they still give you the impression that they are like the werewolf type things. Bear in mind, I was trying to convey the short snouts, and the fact they didn't look quite wolfen, but these definitely look more like bears. Still, without the bulk, still more human in shape, but the head, the actual shape of the snouts and the way that their fur has begun to actually grow over the heads, and they are bulking up around the shoulders. They look bear-like.
And just a quick question: how far up the road are they? What distance away are they?
Stronghold's power works at 100 meters. So you are probably at the intersection with Francis Street, which is another main road, and this is all kicking off a good 80 yards up the way.
What's Citadel's intuition saying? Could we just drive through this? Preferably driving through the weirs rather than the humans.
At this second in time, you don't think you'd get through. But
are they like a line of them or a group of them?
Up, you might be able to do something in a few minutes if you just leave it to play out. Sorry, Jay.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not how clustered they are the weirs. Like a group of them round the civilians, and either side of them is clear.
Unfortunately, the only group realistically that you can see at the moment is about 3 who are avoiding the bloke in the red costume and standing close together, backing away. Almost all the others are engaged in kind of one-to-ones.
So I can't see beyond the group at all.
Yes, because it's not like there's a...
It doesn't look as if it's clear beyond this group.
Sensed, I believe, in that we're about 100 meters away, so Stronghold can sense them as life forms, but we can't actually see them. Is that right?
Well, what I'm thinking is I could open a portal.
It is morning, you can see them. That's why you're getting the impression that their forms are different than the weirs you'd seen last night.
I'm wondering if I could open a portal, a large portal in front of our vehicles, to open up the other side of the group.
Your portals at the moment are round, and a vehicle would lose its tyres.
Yeah, that's fine. Just an idea.
Could be something to be worked on, but at the moment, no, it won't work.
So there's clear space on the other side of this melee.
Yeah, you can tell that you will be able to get through. It just depends if you want to do anything about it.
I think it'd be good to get through if we can get through.
Yeah, that's got to be the priority.
Get to Norfolk. I mean, as much as I'd like to take on somebody who's wearing a pair of black shorts outside his tights, it's...
Well, he's not necessarily a bad guy.
Doesn't seem essential to tangle with this group unless we have to. Let's try and get through.
I agree.
Citadel, says your driver.
Yeah.
I can go left or right and work a way round it if you want to.
Lunchtime.
Go for it.
Which one?
You're getting the impression that going right at the junction might be a good idea.
Go right.
Go right, young man.
Aye. So you go on to the main road, Francis Street, and he follows it round, takes left onto Howick Place, and it basically brings you out, although he explains that you won't be able to see what's happening when you actually get back onto the top end of Thirlby. Stronghold, you will pick up fewer life signs, but there is still movement, and you get the impression there is still a fight going on. But there's now only about
Murray in?
13. Murray is in the middle vehicle.
Right.
He's got
same
3
vehicle as
soldiers with him.
Right. I'm just wondering if it's possible to check and see with him if he's got any idea if it would explain why these weirs look different to the other ones.
Well, some walkie-talkie type of communication can be arranged. You could put one of your cameras in the vehicle if you really want to before you set off.
No, it was just as I said, if there was communication set up, I assumed there would be some sort.
Fair
Maybe
enough.
a convoy of some sort.
The way that radios make noises when people are trying to pass them over, and what do I do? This button. Are you sure? Hello?
Clock.
Hello? Who's this?
Yeah, Roger.
What was the question?
Have you got Roger with you?
Are you Roger? No, I haven't got Roger.
Stop rogering the driver.
That's the question. Were there werebears there?
There were werebears, yeah.
I did see that. I think the weird creatures are evolving into their intended form.
Right.
So an invasion of the body snatchers, basically.
So you think these are a more advanced form than the werewolves? That they're like more kind of werebears? And...
Well, if the theories so far are holding true, then it's been 15 hours since the potential trigger yesterday at about 6 o'clock. I think what happened at the Albert Hall was, like the first wave mutations, and these appear to be displaying more than likely secondary transformative characteristics. Maybe there's a further stage. I mean, they looked quite bear-like, but still very human in shape and body. But I noticed the shoulders were becoming broad and the chests were quite expansive for normal people. So it could be that they're actually going to be turning into a fully humanoid bear with appropriate bulk and strength by the time it's finished. It makes no sense to me, I'm sorry.
He's all right. He's got his antennae up. He keeps forgetting to flip it down when he speaks.
Sorry, I just was saying bear ulcers.
Flip it back up again, Jay.
Damn you, sir. Madam.
Since there's no necessity for taking out these bears, let's just get on the road as far as we can before we have to do something. Yeah.
Or the next one.
Okay, how are we doing in driving terms now?
Let's get you to Hyde Park.
Gosh.
There are vehicles abandoned. Don't let me give you any sort of impression that the roads are totally clear, but you are able to work your way around. Long stretches are basically clear, but it does appear as though some people might have crashed because the drivers were possibly changing, things like that. But it's not too bad at the moment. You are, so let's get this right. You've gone up Grosvenor Place, and I don't have a road name, but I have the A4202, which takes you up one side of Hyde Park towards Speaker's Corner. Stronghold, you again can make out some life forms, and it's not a large number, but there's still 9, and it looks in your mind, which is how your power actually works, it looks as though there's 8 on one side and 1 on another, And the 8 are slowly creeping towards the 1.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm not.
Footsteps. That's what they're doing. I can. The one's going to turn around and go, "I saw you move."
It's like the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who, then.
Ooh. Now there's a thing.
I'm going to leave the room, but you can just work around me until I get back.
Okay. Okie dokie.
And I'm not going to stay in the vehicle. I'm going to get out and try and see if I can help find out what's happening up ahead.
Not a problem.
It does not sit well with me, this idea of just driving past civilians fighting their odds.
Okie dokie.
I was thinking if the weirs are close together, we could just try crashing through them. That would take a few out.
Yeah, but you're still leaving him out. One of them outnumbered.
You're assuming
I'm assuming that one of them is human. Yes, I'm making an assumption here.
What's my intuition saying about intervening in this situation?
As soon as you said anything about crashing into them with the vehicles, your little sixth sense said, nah.
Right. Okay, we won't do that then.
And in answer to your spoken proposal, the driver will say, we can't risk damaging the vehicles. If we lose a wheel or anything from an impact, then
fair enough. We've got a long way to go.
Is the vehicle still driving forward, or is it slowed down?
Yeah. Okay. The 8, as you may have suspected, are some of these larger, bulkier, more bear-like creatures. The 1 life form, you can probably change the word civilian. I've got to see if I can do this now.
Yep,
got it.
And that is roughly what you can see, Taboo.
Well, I'm still don't like the odds. I'm going to get out, teleport right behind the weirs and try and cause a little bit of a disruption.
Okie dokie. Anybody else have any plans? You can do that, no problem.
Just waiting to get line of sight on this and see what.
I take it we don't know he's going to do that.
You see it happen.
I see.
You see me diving out of the car when the car slowed down. Taboo opens the door, jumps out, suddenly teleports at that point. Next thing you see is a flash of light behind the weird bears.
Right. Get out the car.
Well, we stopped.
Yeah, he can drive up a little bit closer, and then it'll leave about 20 yards between you.
Okay.
Get out the car and start running at the werebears.
Okie dokie. This sounds like a good old-fashioned shout for initiative now.
Right.
Are we going to just wait for Mike?
Yeah.
He's on his way.
Do you want to roll for initiative, and then we can sort it out from there?
Yeah, I only need one of you. You're all going to be classed in dexterity order, so just one of you roll a d10.
Right, my dex is 9.
Yeah, I know what
you rolled a d10.
Just a d10.
Somebody want to roll it?
Go for it.
It was roll.
3.
3. And that's a 7. So a difference of 4. That's going to be 1, isn't it? It's going to be 1 frame. So the order is this: Taboo, Sanctuary, Citadel, Stronghold. Okay, it's all based on your dexterity scores. And that's how it'll be forever and on. But they have an advantage. Basically their actions are going to be 4 of them are rushing at that. Oh, I didn't. Mike, sorry.
Are they 4 people? Okay.
4, 8. No, it's 8 werewolves chasing this thing.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. 4 of the weird creatures are rushing towards that person, and 4 are suitably distracted by Taboo's arrival and whatever else she might have done to them, thrown playing cards at them or something.
Did Taboo portal out of the car?
Yeah.
I jumped out of the car first when it's slowing down. Then I portaled.
Probably a very dramatic forward roll.
Yeah.
Stood up, glowing portal.
In other words, she tripped
Jumped
coming out
in.
of the car.
Yeah.
Made it look good.
And it slowed down to 50.
As long as Keanu Reeves isn't on it, you're all right. So, I mean, I'm not going to worry about the 1 frame advantage. They're closing distance. The other 4 are basically all turning round, and they've started to move towards Taboo.
Okay.
Now,
Stunner ready.
you have
Stunner,
one
first one.
frame.
Yeah.
He basically follows suit. They've had 1 frame. You can all have 1 frame. Some of you, I dare say, are going to be moving.
Yeah.
So, Citadel,
first, isn't it?
Stronghold, I would imagine that that's going to be your 1 frame activity. So, is it 6 meters or something for? So you're getting closer.
Yeah.
But Taboo and Sanctuary, you've got different options. Taboo, obviously, you're close enough for hand-to-hand combat.
I'm going to use
Sanctuary,
Stunner.
you've got ranged.
Can you
So
do
Taboo, what do you want to do?
Stunner.
Stunner. Now, is that a 1 action?
So I'm just looking up just now. Bear with me 1 second.
Because obviously, if it is, then you might be looking at holding your frame.
Where am I looking for this?
The section where it says attacks, the end column, it will say 1 frame or 1 action.
1 frame attack.
Yes.
Oh, did it say 1 frame attack?
Yeah.
So all we want to do then is, I know what their defense classes are. What's your weapon class with the stunner? I'm assuming it's a 3.
Class 3.
Okay, so you are looking at 9 or above. And don't forget, if you've got a strike modifier.
Is that on a D20, is it?
Yeah.
18.
Absolutely fine. No problem at all. For the sake of this particular segment, 1 of them goes down. That leaves Sanctuary 1 frame. A little bit tough on you for powers, but...
Yeah. I mean, when it says 1 action attack, that means it takes, 4 frames?
2 frames.
2 frames, okay.
And it means 2 consecutive frames. So you can hold, you could take flight.
Well, basically, I mean, at the moment, I'm still in the car, aren't I?
Yeah, you could spend a frame getting out of the vehicle.
I don't
You
know.
don't have to.
I don't know whether I really want to get out the vehicle at the moment. I mean, it's. I feel like someone should be looking after the vehicle, really, and the driver the very, very valuable cargo in the boot. So I'll just stay here with the driver, and I mean, presumably you will be deciding what Powerhouse does, I imagine. Yeah, is that right?
He's sitting there. He's effectively twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah. Well, I shall sit here and make sure that he keeps twiddling his thumbs. So,
I will class you as holding your frame, and then that might give you an advantage later. Okay, so we're down to 3 creatures facing off with Taboo at the moment, with three frames to go. Taboo, how close did you want to get?
I want to be up close and personal.
Okay, then I will give them 1 frame movement, which will be approximately 5 or 6 yards, and say that they are close enough. And I will give 1 of them the chance of striking you with its claws. So at this close-up view, Taboo, you can see that the creature has got this sort of short and kind of well-groomed fur that you would see on bears, if you know what I mean. They do seem to be quite
personal hygiene, O'Brien. Personal hygiene.
The fur starts from sort of just above the pecs, runs across under the clavicles, and then it goes over the shoulder proper, and then the rest of the body is showing signs of increased hair, but otherwise they're still fairly human. But you can see that the pectoral muscles are definitely broad, strong. They look as though they're filling out with muscle. And then the fur continues up. The head is almost completely furry. And as previously described, the snouts appear to have taken on more of a bear shape. And they're even starting to develop the bear nose over the tip of the human nose. So, yeah, definitely looking more like a bear. As for the
quick question for you: how many actions do I need to do if I want to switch on the chameleon's ability of the suit?
Most
doesn't actually say on here.
No, if it doesn't say, then it should be an action, 2 frames.
Not worth wasting the frames on.
Okie dokie. What's your defense class, please?
Defense class 4.
4. Okie dokie. And yeah, so that's it's weapon class 5. It's the worst it can be. Oh no, it can go. I think I've got those the wrong way around. That's the defense class. That's the attack class. Right. That's more like it. So you will, whether they hit or not, they are a little bit better at fighting than you remember the previous lot being. Maybe that's something to do with the extra transition. Yike, 17. That's a hit. So we are 6 hits to kill. Don't forget your damage dividers. And 6 hits to coma.
So 6 hits to kill takes us down to 37.
And 6 to coma.
6 to coma takes me down to 36.
So you should have taken 2 hits to kill because you've got a divider of 3.
All right. I was wondering how that worked.
So the hits to kill result was a 6. You've got a divider of 3, so 6 divided by 3 is 2.
Right.
And your
41.
hits to coma divider is 2, so you will have taken 3 hits to coma.
Let's take that down to 39. Right, so fairly healthy still under most circumstances. The armor's taken most of it.
Yeah. So quite thick.
What does it mean when it says prevents hit to kill damage from WC0 and WC1 attacks?
Weapon class 1 and weapon class 0.
All right.
So
yeah.
If they've got no weapon class, they can't hurt you really.
Yeah, it is difficult to try and explain it. Some attacks are deemed to be so weak that in terms of wearing armor, they don't have any effect. These things have got a better weapon class than that, but they're still nowhere near some of the skills that you lot have got, especially especially Stronghold and Sanctuary for that matter. So, but yeah, it has caught you.
So that was the bear's turn. Yeah.
The other, because I strictly speaking, I've got 2 bears left. But what Taboo will find is that they are using their remaining frame to flank you. So you're effectively in the middle of 3 bears, 2 slightly behind you, only a couple of yards away, and then the one in front of you who's just taken some skin off you.
Well, no, taking some metal off
Well,
the armor.
Yeah.
Fully armored.
Giving you some bruising to worry about.
So, does that bring it to me?
Yes, because I can then just say that the 4 other weird creatures have basically got this person surrounded.
How far away am I from the weird creatures that are around Taboo?
Given that I was suggesting the vehicle stopped about 20 yards away, you will have 2 more frames of movement to get close enough to have an action. Your final frame could be a hand-to-hand combat.
Right, so yeah, so they're at least 10 meters away.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, then I'll continue to run at them.
Okie dokie, but you've got all 3 frames, so you spend. Hang on a minute, no, I've got this in the wrong order. I do apologise. It's Taboo, isn't it?
No, we've had Taboo.
I've had my turn.
We've had Taboo.
I teleported there, and then I stunned one of them. That's me used up.
And then I think as Taboo hasn't had a turn.
No, I'm with it. No, they had the 1 frame. You've had the 1 frame.
So
they've had their remaining 3.
All right.
So
okay.
Now it's Taboo with your 3 remaining frames.
All right. Because what happened with Citadel and Stronghold? Because they didn't get their 1 frame.
As far as I'm concerned, they got out of the vehicles. They're about 20 yards away.
Okay.
So they would need to move. So they would be using their frames at the moment.
So now
it'll all happen simultaneously, but Taboo actually gets to go first.
Okay. Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to use 1 frame to throw my voice behind the weirs.
Yes.
And scream at them loudly, as loud as I can, having thrown my voice behind them, to see if that distracts them.
It does. So much so that you even sense the 2 behind you have turned their heads to look in the direction of the voice. The one in front of you has almost entirely turned around.
I think that's me used up all my frames.
Even if I count that as an action, you've got 1 frame left.
In that case, I'll borrow a frame and teleport to the alien creature.
Yes, okay.
And if any of the werebears try and grab me as I teleport,
No.
they're going to just lose a few. Oh, damn. I was hoping to lose a few limbs.
Would the next thing then be my 4 frames? Would that be right?
We've got Citadels in front of you.
Yes,
No,
because I've classed you as holding 1, so you've got 4. Yeah.
I've got my 4 frames, yeah.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll do 2 telekinetic punches.
Yes.
Each one takes 2 frames.
It does, yeah. It's a 1 action thing. Yeah.
2 telekinetic punches, 1 on each of the werewolves that's trying to flank Goldilocks. Sorry. It's just because you're surrounded by 3 bears.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So your weapon class is 3, isn't it?
Yeah, weapon class is 3.
So just give me 2 rolls of your D20.
All right. So the first one is a 1. So that's rubbish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do the other one.
Yeah, do the other one. And that's an 8.
Okie dokie. I just want to see if they're... Oh, look at that. Critical miss. Let's see what fun we can have here then.
Yeah. Have I accidentally punched Powerhouse in the side of the head?
Just so that I don't get blamed for anything that goes wrong. Mike, could you roll a D10, please?
10, all right. Okay. I've got 2.
2.
2 on a D10.
Okay, then. This is rather silly because you are sitting in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Your result is effectively slip over. You must spend your next frame recovering.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, mentally,
So,
it was a mental attack. So mentally,
Slipped off the chair.
And I've got to use one frame recovering, not one whole.
One frame recovery.
One frame with my next 4. Yes, because I've used all 4 of my frames now. And now I think, is it Citadel now, or do werewolves come in between?
Yeah, the way this works then, Mike, you messed up your first attack.
Yeah.
You had some kind of brain fart.
So I don't get my second attack.
Because you've got to spend your 3rd frame recovering,
I've only got
you've got 1 frame left.
Can't he borrow a frame from his next round?
No, because that can only happen in a combat response.
But I can hold it on. I can hold on to it for my next frame, can I? My next turn.
No, you've got to do something with it.
I'll do something now. Okay, all right then. Well, in that case, I'll just I don't know.
Even if you speak to somebody or give somebody an instruction.
No, yeah. I'll just shout out the window. I'm sorry, Goldilocks. I tried, but they're just. Anyway, that's all I'm shouting.
That's quite fair enough. Citadel, 2 frames running.
Yeah.
Leaves you 1 frame, but you are now close enough to do something violent.
In that case, I'm running at the nearest one and I'm going to punch him.
It's one of the 2 that had flanked Taboo before she teleported out. He's basically got his back to you. I am going to award you a +2 strike bonus for him being unaware, thanks to Taboo's ventriloquism distraction.
So what, a D20?
So roll a D20, Chris.
Ooh, 12.
Oh, that's definitely a hit.
14.
I mean, you
damage
with
damage
+2
is 2d6 plus 14.
Yes, if you're hitting him full tilt.
I am.
I don't blame you.
That's 8 and 14, which I think is 22.
Oof.
It's
Right.
his Tacoma.
So the result is this. He goes sailing through the air, just misses the creature that had actually slashed Taboo's costume, but doesn't slow down until he hits the others that are surrounding the lady in the red costume. Let's just have a very little... Yep, 2 of them have gone down, and the other 2 are distracted.
You left to fight.
Which leaves me
Stronghold?
leaves me facing 2.
Yes, one
Right.
slightly to your right, and one that's still got his back to you, and the one that slashed Taboo, who will be starting to turn back to face you as such. Stronghold, are you moving into
Trying
those quarters?
to get within 8 meters of the bunch that are around the strange-looking woman.
That'll take you 1 frame. You've got 2 frames left.
Okay, so he leap into combat, apparently.
Fantastic. Yep. That's automatic. You go, literally, you take a running leap.
And give a good kick to the back of one of them, because they're all looking the other way, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your weapon class?
Class is 3 for his foot.
Lovely. So basically, don't roll less than about a 5.
20.
So it hits the coma.
Roll a d20. He's got a hit first, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a hit. Yeah. The leap's automatic, sorry.
8.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. What sort of damage are you in? I know you're human form, so you're not super strong, but
2d6 plus 2d6 plus 6. 11.
11. Okie dokie. And yeah.
That's Tacoma, not yeah.
Are you taking the guy that had his back to you and Citadel, or the one that was starting to turn back round to face your direction?
Are we with the right group? I was going for the 4 that were around the woman.
Sorry. Yeah. I will listen to what you're saying one day. So that group, yeah, there's 2 up, and you've knocked 1 down.
And upset the others.
He appears to be out. As for the ones that were knocked down, oh gosh, okay, they appear to be all unconscious as well. At the moment, then, coming into the next round of combat, there is just 1 werebear. In terms of Stronghold, it's only about 2 yards away from you.
Yeah.
It was the one on the far right. You can get a good look at the person. You can tell that she's female and apparently bald and apparently with some kind of lizard hands, talons, and looks a bit weird. And then the only other weird creature currently standing is the one that slashed Taboo.
All right.
And obviously Taboo Sanctuary, you can see all of this going on.
And Citadel's quite close to that.
Yeah. Citadel's quite close to the one that slashed Taboo, and Stronghold is only a couple of yards away from the other werebear.
Okay. And we're back to Taboo.
Just to see what happens here. Oh, for goodness sake.
They're all passing out, aren't they? They're just like, oh.
The woman with the lizard hands looks incredibly surprised at this sudden intervention of costumed characters. Tries to take advantage of the werebears sprawling all over the place. Takes a swing, but gets her claws stuck in the railings that are just behind her.
You rolled a 1.
And manages to snag herself and not go anywhere.
So the werebears, they haven't done anything. They're
all
not
done. It's initiative for this new round.
Right.
So Taboo, you're 1 frame down, as you know. Everybody else is looking at 4. So if somebody else would like to roll a d10.
All right. Can I? Have you already done it, Chris?
No.
All right, 7.
That was Ant rolling.
I've rolled 7.
7. Okay, so you get an advantage of 6, which is going to be 2 frames. No, it isn't. 6. Oh, no, it is 2 frames.
Right.
No, I am wrong. It's 3 frames. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, you are going to have 3 frames. You can hold 1 if you wish. It's up to you, but Taboo, you get to go first.
Right, chameleon circuit on. I'm going to confuse the hell out of the werebear in front as I teleport between the alien female, or the bald-headed female, whichever it is, and the werebear. And then I'm going to use the other 2 frames to stun. Basically, she's going to teleport in, vanish from sight.
You had 3 frames.
And then shoot.
Is that right, Chris? And
I need to make a decision as to whether activating the chameleon circuitry will really stop you from doing anything else. In proper terms, you've used.
It does. If it's going to cause problems, just ignore that and just do straight to stun.
right.
Straight to stun.
You can argue about game politics, mechanics.
Your
another
chameleon
time.
ability will take 2 frames, as will a teleport.
So you've
And
only
you'll be
Well,
left
teleport was
with
from the last
1
one.
frame.
No, teleport was from the last round.
Yeah, you teleported out of the situation to a new location.
Yes, in front of the woman with those bald.
Right. I thought I heard you say chameleon ability and teleport.
Yeah, I was just filling in what was happening in the round. Teleported in from the last round.
Yeah. So last round you teleported away from the 3 werebears, used up 1 extra frame because I classed it as a
Correct.
combat response.
Yeah.
You've got 3 frames, which is actually all of your remaining round.
In that case, as I said, if it's going to take 2 frames to do the chameleon circuit,
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore that and just go straight to stun.
Okay. So you've got the choice, either the werebear that slashed you or the other werebear that was hassling the woman.
Hassling the woman.
Go for it.
I don't need to roll again.
D20.
17.
Oh, absolutely no problem at all. Just roll some, as I know it's about 2 or 3 dice, isn't it? Just give me an idea what damage you're inflicting.
Give me a second.
Thank you.
Another 3d6,
Yeah.
which takes it to 10.
No problem. It drops like a sack of spuds. Sanctuary, time for redemption, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could take out. There's only 1 werebear remaining, really. But I'm a bit more concerned about this lizard woman. But yeah, no, I'll just do it. I've got 4 frames, haven't I? Or is it 3?
It's actually 3.
It is 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, what I'll do is I'll just do a psi blast on the last remaining werebear.
Okie dokie. Now that is still an opposed roll, isn't it?
Yeah, ego, isn't it? Yeah.
So roll your d20
I got 19 again.
on the dice roll. Give me some damage.
Damage. All right.
Don't forget, I think yours is depending on side
How many I
points.
want to use? How many side points? Well, so in this turn, I may as well use as many side points. I like rolling lots of dice, so I'm going to roll 5 d6. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's 2 dice per point. So if you're spending 5 points, you need to roll 10 dice.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, 5, 9, 11, 13, 28, 31, 35 plus whatever. 35.
And all I need to know now is, are you inflicting coma or kill?
Coma it.
There is a brief animalistic barking growl type of sound. It raises its head up into the sky and then falls over.
Stays down for a long time.
Yeah.
Thank you, says the woman. Her hands become human.
Oh.
Sorry about that last thing. I didn't realise my hands were near the railings. I'm not used to doing things like this. I'm Susan. I'm Menagerie.
Right. Good name. Are you going to be okay on your own here?
On my own?
Well, you can come with us if you like, but it's going to be a tough ride.
We've got room in the boot.
We've got plenty of room.
Can I? Please.
Okay. We have been warned.
Which,
Heading back to the van.
which vehicle do we put her in?
Put her in the front.
Which one's got seats?
The front's empty because Sanctuary Stronghold's on top. So
Yeah, that's the only one that's got any space whatsoever.
All right. Then.
So she'll, in fact, she'll show off, and she'll turn into the equivalent of they're called nagas, with a human head and a snake body.
All right. Yeah.
And she'll slither into the back seat,
yeah, okay.
and then she'll turn back to her.
Let's get going before more Teddies turn up for the picnic.
Why do you call her an alien? Somebody called her an alien.
Jay
I
suspects.
don't know.
I suspected it was an alien.
All right.
Looks pretty alien, yeah.
Priest.
No,
You
she's
can kind of see. Yeah.
she's like an enhanced human, I guess, isn't she? Yeah.
Yes.
She does look a bit like a Star Trek alien.
Welcome to Golden Heroes.
It's the 80s vibe that does it.
Yes. I'm trying to bring it up into the modern era, but I still like making things look a bit 80s if I can.
She's good looking. I like her.
Just got to think about bald people, that's all.
But yeah, I'm on the lookout for a bald woman.
Lizard
I
hands.
know any.
I was
She's a snake at the moment.
Lieutenant Ilea from the first Star Trek film. Anyway, that's enough of my fetishes. Never quite the same after that.
Off in the cars.
Off we go.
The good news is, given the time, you get onto the A40. No major problems. There's one incident when you get to a particular roundabout that you have to move a couple of vehicles to squeeze the convoy through. Luckily, combination of your heightened senses, etc., there's no danger. As it's from start to finish without delays, this journey takes, I think it's about 54 minutes, and that's assuming free moving traffic and all the rest of it. Probably ends up taking you about an hour and 20 by the time you've all done. You do get a report via the soldiers' radio communications that the authorities are hearing that quite a few weird creatures seem to be vacating the city and are heading out into surrounding countryside. They can't be sure of numbers. They can't tell you whether all of them are starting to do this. But that is what you are being told.
Any indication as to whether they're moving out at random or all in a particular direction?
Because of the scattering of reports, it doesn't seem like it's a specific direction, no.
Could be the call of the wild. Oh.
All they can tell you is people are saying that groups, whether they be small in number or as many as 20 at a time, they seem to be trying to get out of the city.
Yep.
Ooh. They know something we don't.
We've got to the Northolt base now, yeah?
Yeah.
You've taken a right at the Polish Air Force Memorial, got onto West End Road, and you can take the left exit into the base. You are briefly stopped by a bunch of Air Force personnel at the gates, but you are quickly ushered through, and you're told basically to take the road. Take the road to your left and simply follow it all the way around to the, I suppose they call it a taxi area, don't they, where planes would be stationed and then they taxi onto the runway. So he points south basically. It's about 3/4 of a mile, but it's you just follow the road round, and then you see the buildings, etc. Traffic control and all that sort of thing. It's difficult to make out from a Google map, but quite big buildings. And then you see this huge flat tarmacked area with it's actually got some jet planes in situ and a couple of helicopters, not fired up yet, but you can see personnel running around. Seems to be some fueling going on. You can also see that there are some body bags laid out near the traffic control building, and a wrecked car seems to have had its bonnet dented and windows are smashed out. One of the body bags does seem to be quite a bit bigger than the others.
What's that?
And you're greeted by a man who introduces himself as Travis. And he says, I'm hoping that 10 minutes you'll be airborne and on your way.
Fantastic. So what's the big bag? Is that a big bear? A daddy bear?
That's a good expression, yeah. Like a bear. I thought these things were supposed to be werewolves or something.
You saw it on the way in. They seem to have changed, evolved a bit. And
well, we didn't get any werewolves here. I don't know. We must have been lucky, but this thing came out of nowhere, somewhere off the main road. Before we know it, it cut 4 of our guys up and wrecked that car. Flipping beast. Literally. So you guys are what then? Here to save the day, I'm being told.
Help somebody else do it.
Yeah.
It's all down to Dr. Murray, really.
Take a little trip to Cornwall, we thought.
Well, good luck to you. Do you want anything before you go? Cup of tea or out?
I wouldn't mind a quick look in that big body bag just to see what the offending the perp is like. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll walk over with you, unzips it, and it's even bigger than the ones you've just had a set to with.
Same basic physiology though.
Same. It still looks. It's still got human form. It hasn't completely become a bear, but it's at a further stage. It looks more bear-like than the ones you've just seen.
Ask Menagerie, is she capable of changing her shape to one of these creatures if necessary? Or can she only copy human creatures?
Oh, I'll have a go.
I suggest she doesn't do it here.
No, she's like shot.
Oh,
Suggesting she doesn't do it here, but I just want to know whether she has the capability.
Try it when you're in the ladies. When you're in a cubicle.
She stoops down. She puts one of her hands on the chest of this shot to death werebear. And she closes her eyes just for a few seconds. I can give it a try.
Not here. Somewhere in private. Give it a try. It may come in useful at a later stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I should be able... Yes, I should be able to. Whether you want me to try now or later, I should be able to.
I don't think it's a good idea to be seen to be changing in front of soldiers who are armed.
Yeah.
But it may be useful at a later stage if we need to infiltrate these creatures. Because they don't seem to attack each other. They only seem to be attacking us.
Well, that's a good point, isn't it? I get you.
Yeah.
Hang on. You want me to infiltrate them?
No.
I'm saying that's a possibility only.
Just
nothing else that would preserve your life if you get attacked.
Talk about out of the frying pan into the fire.
You're welcome to stay here at the base if you prefer.
I'd just stay here if you want. You know, we don't. You don't have to come with us even. But you know, if you want to ride to Cornwall, but that's where we're going.
Well, who are you people anyway?
With the EDT.
With the Murgatroyd EDT.
You must have heard.
Defense
They speak for themselves, I'm afraid.
I have heard something on the news. It's got to be the worst team name ever.
Yeah, it does.
We didn't choose it.
Well, I've only been doing this for a fortnight, so can I come with you?
You're welcome.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say you've only done this for a fortnight. How did you get this power?
Okay then. Have you heard of anyone called the Dread Zoo Master?
No.
Fair enough. I'll tell you about it on the way. But I'm not the only one.
Ah.
They have the same power as yourself, or they have other but zoo-related powers?
Animal powers.
Right.
Not. I can shift between animal shapes, and I have some attributes of those animals. Street shark. If you ever meet a guy with a shark's head about the size of a bus, that's him. Owl woman. You can imagine.
Yeah, the names do seem to be lacking a little bit of an imagination.
Taurus is one of the better ones.
Taurus, yeah.
You don't want to mess with him.
No.
I don't want to mess with him. So,
Manaju, can you change your size, or are you still stuck with the same weight, mass limitation that you have with your human being?
It seems as though I effectively can't change my weight.
So you'd be a very small giraffe.
Yeah. So I can broaden myself to a degree, but I can't really grow.
Right, so you retain the same mass.
Basically.
Right. It's useful to know.
Hope I can be useful to you.
Well, you're welcome to stay here at the base if you prefer.
No, I want to be on a team.
We're not a team. These three are, but I'm not.
We're hoping to sort out the werewolfy fairy.
It's not up to us. We can't recruit new members. You know, we're it's above our pay grade.
You might not like our employer.
Welcome to come along. Yeah.
Well, okay. Can't we just call this a special guest issue?
Yeah, we can deputise.
Fantastic. You're all invited to get on board the whirligigs that are warming up.
Powerhouse.
And we're taking a werewolf in each one. We're like in a body bag.
Well,
It'd be useful to swap bodies and take one of the werebears.
two
I think
pilots.
that's a good idea.
2 pilots per helicopter and 6 seats in each.
Yeah. That's it.
So there's 12 to go.
Yeah.
In terms of maximum load.
So the dead werebear would count as one passenger, would it?
It would.
All right. So you've got.
So the way things are going, you've got 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 8 people that need to go.
Yeah.
9 with menagerie.
Yeah.
That leaves 3 seats. You have 3 werewolves deceased and 1 werebear deceased.
So we could take a bear and a wolf, and we still have 1 seat left
For the next stray.
For
next stray we pick up.
have you counted the
Rolf.
SAS guy in the people who need to go?
Yes, and I've counted the soldier with Powerhouse's explosive tag control mechanism.
So there's one.
Spare chair.
He'd better be in a different helicopter to Powerhouse.
Well, we've got one more flip. You need to flip, Jay, if you want to speak. Sorry, I could see your mouth working, but nothing was coming out.
Right. I keep on forgetting.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm saying we could take one more soldier armed.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, no.
Let's use up the full capacity of the helicopters.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're off. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so one dead werewolf, 1 dead werebear, and an additional soldier. Absolutely no problem at all. Shall we leave it there, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I can only say thank you very much. That's the middle part, and hopefully next session we will basically get through the end result of the scenario, be it for good or for worse. I will say thank you and good night, and I will try to stop the recording in the hope that it doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
So the bad news is that an attempt by me to try and record externally didn't work.
Right.
So I'm afraid I didn't manage to record it.
No
My
problem.
side.
Well, all I can do is hit the stop recording and we'll see what it does.